All right, good morning. Can everybody hear loud and clear? We've got Notergen, we've got Sauger. What's up, Mark? Mark De Guzman, good to see you. Um, Sauger, got some sleep. That's good. She's recovering well. That's good. That's great, man. Great news, great news, great news. Who else is with us this morning? Looks like we've only currently got four people in the chat so far. So thank you for those of you who have pressed the like button. We're going to get into this today. Anybody else in here this morning? Who's with us this morning? Give us a little shout out. Morning, work diver. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Glad you're in with us again this morning. Um, Guys, I'll go ahead and get into it. I'll kind of get into what I'm looking at here and what I'm thinking. Let me give me 1 second. And for those of you who have some good trade ideas mapped out this morning, I would love to hear your trade ideas as well. So feel free to share them in the chat. Tell me what you're looking at. And of course, you can see my watch list up here, although I'm really only sticking mostly to the first few up here. And I'll explain here in a minute. Let's see. I'm almost positive some of you are looking at VVUS. I mean, you've got to be. SGBX looks like another one. Building up a lot of volume there. PHIO. I don't know what the news is on any of those. Those are kind of the low floaters. Let's see, VVUS, I'll take a quick look at it. Oh, okay, so this is broken through above all major moving averages. Let's see if shorts are easy to locate. Nope. So this is about to this is about to break out. This could possibly break out. I'm curious as to what the news is. So let's see, VVUS looks like, oh, and it's got a 22% short float interest. So that tells me that this could squeeze. This could squeeze today. So VVUS accelerates the launch of telemedicine and remote monitoring modules to facilitate effective patient care during social distancing. So that sounds like, to me, honestly, a lot of really fancy lingo to somehow capitalize on this coronavirus stuff, but I don't know. I don't know how important. I mean, I'm not saying it. Obviously, it's important, but uh, it doesn't. It just doesn't sound like a major breakthrough development. But it does sound like something, and it's probably enough of a news catalyst to push this up. And really, honestly, from a technical perspective, that 22 short float interest is really what I'm that's what I'm liking here. That's what's going to keep me watching this. I mean, well, and the fact that we broke through all these major moving averages, we do have significant enough volume on it. It's not really a previous runner. It's not really a former runner, but it has potential and it can definitely make big moves. So again, the fact that we broke through these moving averages, I mean, as long as we maintain above that 200 day, I mean, it could drop all the way back down to these levels. I mean, you could even pop below, test these levels here and then shoot right back up. So this looks like it might have some potential. I'll actually go ahead and put this up above Tiva here. And the other one, SGBX. It's got a long way. It's got a much longer way to go. Not as much volume. I'll check out the news catalyst real quick. Let's see. Okay, blocks reports fourth quarter, and okay, they blocked their fourth quarter financial results. I'm not really sure what. Let me see here. So okay, I'm not really interested in this one, and I'll go ahead and go over some of the ones, the main ones that I am interested in. Let me get back here to the chat real quick and see if you guys posted anything. So, Yeah, Sauger candidate watch list, VVUS, BNGO, SGBX, and EYEG. Let's see. Okay. In my opinion, EYEG probably isn't the best. I mean, there's very little volume here, unless I'm missing something. Looks like very little volume. 384K. EYEG. What are we looking at here? It's a 4 million share float. Yeah, and it looks like it's lost a lot of its move. Not saying that it couldn't pop up. Um, the catalyst. What are we looking at here? Pharma announces positive top line data in follow on dry eyed pilot study. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's worth keeping on watch, and it's got to continue breaking above these moving averages, and I would I would definitely need to see a lot more volume pour in before really taking any kind of interest in this one. I think VVUS is definitely the better one here. Let's look at BNGO. Um, yeah, this is another one. Looks like it's kind of already had. I've seen this way too many times. Now it's not that they can't turn around. I mean, this could totally turn around and just skyrocket. I think. Oh, what was it? Ecor yesterday? Was it ECOR or let me see. There was one yesterday that kind of did that. Um, let's see. No, it wasn't this one. This one was a runner, but it didn't have that kind of a pullback in pre-market. Anyway, just to make a long story short, so we can keep moving here. When I see this tells me that. I mean, I'll say this: 8 times out of 10, the move is over. Okay, so now, but that means that 2 times out of 10, it can skyrocket back up. So I guess it would be worth keeping on watch. But what I would do is, if I were going to trade this, is I would probably set an alert. And I'd probably want to know, like, when this hits around 65 or 70 and see how strong the volume is, how strong the buy volume is, see if it looks like it's going to have a breakout above 77. So, but then, here's the thing. You've got all these moving averages in the way, and it's got to break through all of these. So, I don't know. Again, I'm going to default back to VVUS out of all those that you put in the list there, Sauger. And I think they're worth watching. I wouldn't just don't, not watch them, but maybe set alerts on them. And, that way you can focus the actual charting and, level 2 analysis on the ones that are probably going to be a little bit more likely to run. Note again, late start this morning. Okay, let's see. AMRN, yes. Yep. Absolutely. Good volume on that. Possible continuation on CCL. Yep. I don't know. I'll check that. I'll check to see if you can borrow it. And yeah, Boeing. So we've got all of these on the list today. So let me go ahead and just go through this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and set an alert for 396 on VVUS. You can see I've set a ton of alerts here today. And I will try to get through all of that. Okay, so Teva is another one. Teva was actually mentioned yesterday in the press conference. Now, it's a huge float, so it's going to be hard to move, but it is worth. Okay, and VVUS is already up here. We're gonna have a breakthrough. I might jump in with a very, very conservative share size. Oh, missed it. Missed the buy-in on that one. This one might take off without me. Yeah, this might take off without me. But we've got a breakout past 415. I don't know, guys. If I can get a good pullback back down into 90s, but that bought up quickly. Let's see here. Yeah, this is breaking out quickly. This one's taking off without me, so I'm okay with it though. This is where you have to be really patient with these, and there will be more opportunities. VVUS looks like it's going to be the runner for the day again. And I really do. I think there will be opportunities, but I think these levels need to be marked out. 415 we already know is a very strong level. It could pull all the way back. It could go up to $5, then pull all the way back to 415, bounce off this critical level here, or even bounce off the 438 level. What I would do in that case is if it did jump up to 5, but it started bouncing back and coming back, I might wait till 440-ish, 430s to start adding and maybe do 200 shares there. And if it drops back to 415, another 200 shares there, bring my average down. And then if it broke $4, I'd probably get out. But if it started bouncing and moving back up, then you'd have a really good move on your hands. So, I'm going to be patient with this one as much as I want to get in with it right now. So let's get back to some of these. So Teva, Teva's got some good potential over $9, but it's not one I'm really too concerned with. As a matter of fact, I'm planning on actually taking it off of my watch list and just setting an alert for it because, and I might have already set the alert. Let me make sure here. No, I have not. Because I am not really going to be interested in Teva until it hits the $9 mark. So I'm going to hit it at $8.96 on the bid. I'm going to want to know. And I'm going to type in a note here, watch for break of 9. Oops. So that's where I'm going to keep that with. I'm going to remove it just to get it out, get it off my mind, get it out of my sights. We don't want to have too many on these. And so CCL has really great volume pre-market. This is definitely going to move. Oh, I'm on RCL. And you can see I took a little short here on RCL. SPY was losing some momentum. RH is another one, and that alert just went off, but it's too dangerous at this point. This is an extremely spready stock. There's almost $1 spread here. And RH it's a high priced but a very low float stock. Since that alert went off, I will go ahead and tell you what I'm thinking when it comes to RH. RH has a 31% short float interest. It's a 17 million share float. Okay, and it is in play today because let's see, what was it? I think it was an earnings. So yeah, earnings. Earnings beat, but revenue misses. Okay, and then there's apparently some, store closing. The extending of the stores closing is having an effect on it too. So, so this is the one where I would, if I got in personally, I might only start at a 25 share position. I mean, I would like to start maybe with 50, but I would have to see that spread closing a lot more. But if this breaks 100, we've got a very critical level here at 96.48 and 97.11. And so we could get anywhere, in my opinion, we could get anywhere from a $3 to $6 move, and it could even break this and continue to plummet. Now, this is even dependent on the SPY. It would be interesting to see what the SPY is going to do. And the SPY looks like it had a little pre-market breakout, but you have to understand people a lot of investors, I think we've talked about this the other day, a lot of investors and even swing traders do not really watch too much of pre-market or post-market activity, and a lot of their charts don't include that data. So even though we had a little bit of a breakout here on the S&P, or on the SPY, this morning in pre-market, it's in my opinion, although let me see here. Wait a minute. Was this? Yeah. So it was a gap up in pre-market, but this still we still have to see this as a tightening range. And all these levels I marked out are fairly important levels. And so this could come down. It could come down today, or we could break out. So again, we're just gonna have to watch it. But I will say this. This is kind of what we're looking at right now on the 5-minute chart. It's breaking back down through these other levels. It's kind of double bottomed here. So if it breaks down past this bottom, I think we're going to test this level here. And then if we continue to move down, this level here, and then 250 would be, I think, the ultimate level or the ultimate point of retracement today. But if we, have a breakout above these pre-market highs, then, watch out because we're probably going to make a strong move. So coming back to RH, making a strong move like that would be completely, well, not completely, but I mean, here's the thing. The sentiment on RH is not that great right now. Again, you've got a 31% short float interest. This makes it dangerous because it's a low float stock. So it could totally rocket up here, but still in the long run, even if there's a huge massive short squeeze out the gates, I think if the SPY goes down today, if the SPY starts tanking today and breaking through some of those key levels, I think RH will eventually roll over and break down, and $100 is the mark where I would look for it to break. So I'm going to actually need to reset this, and I've got a 650 or 106.50. I feel like if it breaks above that level, we could be facing a squeeze. So let's see, RH 149. Let's see if it breaks that. So we'll add that. Okay, let's see. So CCL is the number one on my watch list today. This is the one that I'm really going to be paying most attention to. And I haven't set any alerts on it, but I think if it continues to take a nosedive, this is one of those ones where I feel like I'd be able to jump in with larger share size. And so and I think I could be more patient with it. I think I could be more patient with it. So to answer your question, Noter, you can still borrow on CCL. Now maybe not on all brokers, and there is a broker restriction here, so you can only short on an uptick. But if this one starts, continuing to move down, I mean, there's a lot of issues right now with the cruise lines, guys. And so if this one starts to move back down, and again, I will be looking for even points of divergence between CCL and the SPY, because, I mean, if there's no divergence, I mean, all Daddy SPY has to do is start making a big run up and people will be jumping into CCL. But as of right now, I'm gonna watch for to go short on it, but I may take it to the long side too. I'm kind of up in the air with it, but the volume's great, and so I'm really just gonna follow the volume on this one today. RCL it's a little bit more of a tricky stock, and it can really make some irrational moves quickly. But I do have an alert set here on RCL at 27.69 on the bid, and another reminder if it keeps going down at 27.59 on the bid, and that's because I think that it can break 27.50, and I mean we could really start making a move down to these levels today. I mean we could move several dollars even right out the gates. Again, if the SPY is weak, if CCL is tanking, I think that's definitely a possibility, and I might even be willing to take 400 shares. As a matter of fact, this morning in the pre-market trade, I took 400 shares, bought 200 back at 27. I actually was trying to buy them back at 27.81, and but I had my order at like 28, so just to shoot through, just to shoot through it and catch it, and as soon as I hit buy, the price jumped back up to 27.88. So I accidentally bought 200 shares there. But anyway, you can see it was a decent move, made $60. I mean, nothing to brag about, but nice little pre-market trade there. But I was expecting for it to break down through those levels, and I was going to try to hold on to those other 200 shares if it did, continue breaking all the way down. So we'll do that again. VVUS popped all the way up. We can see right here to 470. So yeah, I would look for a trend line follow through on this, and just as long as it comes back and meets some of these points of support. I think if it drops back to 360 or something, if it broke through that, I wouldn't look to add again until down here in the 280s. So let's see, AMRN is another one that I think it lost a ton of its value last night. And I don't know why. I haven't looked at it yet this morning. It does have a 35% short float interest, but it's a bigger float, guys. It's 120 million share float. But it says Amarin investors who lost money should contact Block, and let's see, the firm is investigating securities fraud at the company. Okay. Amarin's stock plummets on heavy volume after court rules in favor of makers of generic. Okay. Okay, so this is not good. This is not good for AMRN. They're not doing good right now. But the fact that we've got that kind of a short float interest, now it is a bigger float, so it's going to be harder to squeeze, to cause a squeeze on it. It's not going to be like RH. RH is a 17 million share float. I mean, you can squeeze that pretty quickly. AMRN, it's going to be a little bit harder to squeeze. And AMRN might just kind of teeter around at these levels down here. But I will be looking to see if it can build some momentum and look like it's taken a little bit of a reversal. I mean, even if it came back up to test these levels around here, where the gap down was this morning, actually that doesn't look like that was a gap down. So, but even if it can come up here to test the 628 levels, I mean, you could get a decent move off of that, and it could be moving very slow today. So, anyway, guys, ZM, of course, I've got an alert set for that. We're about 1 minute to the bell, but ZM, I'm either going to look for resistance at 151, and I may take a short position there, or I'm going to look to possibly go short at the break of 145. Well, I've got an alert set at 145, so let's see. I didn't have a note there, so I guess that would be a good confirming break on that. So, all right, guys, we got about 30 seconds to the bell. Oh, wow. Lots of alerts going off. So let's jump on Tiva and see what happened there. Is it going to go? We're going to get a good shot in here. We'll see. Slow mover. I'll come back to it. SPY looks like it's tanking, so CCL is diverging from it though, but it looks like it may be about to follow suit. If CCL gets a break back down through 11, it's definitely showing divergence. Definitely showing divergence. So is RCL. Okay, it's pushing. It's pushing. Could be reaching some points of resistance here. We'll see. It's getting bought up, guys. See, 1171 is kind of an area, so I might go ahead and add a little here. And if it comes over 71, I'll consider getting out. So right now I'm short 200 shares at 1151. See, this looks like it could be facing resistance. And it's pushing. Okay, I'm going to come out just in case. See if it faces, is it still facing it? Still facing resistance here. Okay, RH could be squeezing. Okay, and it's breaking, it looks like it's breaking through, guys. So let's check on Tiva. Okay, Tiva is moving up. Okay. VVUS. Looks like it could be finding support right there on the EMA. I'll give it a chance. RH. Not a ton of volume, but it does kind of look like It's squeezing here. Not as confident on that. Let's see. CCL. CCL is looking like it wants to come back down. Looks like it's facing resistance there. So, guys, I may, if we get continued resistance here. Okay, let's just see. I'm gonna go ahead and go short again on that one. I'm gonna look at the 1 minute. Obviously, if it breaks above 80. Let's see. Okay, gotta come out. Gotta come out. It's continuing to make a move up. Looked like it was hitting some resistance there. All I was going to do was scale into a position there anyway. So VVUS is coming down. AMRN is struggling. ZM. Let's look at Boeing. Boeing's getting a pullback. RH is looks like it's still getting a little bit of a squeeze up there. ZM, just going to kind of wait on some of these. CCL didn't quite break the halt. SPY's pretty choppy. So ZM looks like it could make a move down below 145. So we're gonna give that a shot here. ZM. Give ZM a shot to break 145. There we go. It's like it's breaking. It's not having a huge follow through, which I don't like. It's like it might want to pop back up, so I'm going to come out half there. Come out half there. And we're breaking up. Breaking up. Is it official? Ah. Okay. So, let's see. A short little squeeze up. See. Still going to get hammered here. Okay, going to come out a little bit more. And okay, ZM is not doing too good right now. Not for me anyway. Okay, so we'll just have to see. SPY looks like it's losing its lunch a little. Okay, they finally went into a halt. AMRN getting a sell-off. ZM still kind of teetering around. RH, not enough volume. ZM. If ZM continues to come up, I'll get out. But otherwise, I think we could get a solid move down. SPY looks like it's failing. So it's very spready, but I think as long as SPY breaks through this key level here, we should be able to get a move to the downside on ZM. Waiting for enough of a pullback. SPY's breaking key levels. Is ZM going to show divergence? Are we going to get the break? ZM showing divergence. So VVUS is moving back up. VVUS is extremely volatile. Okay, I'm going to take 50 shares there at 145.62 average. And then I may add back in at the break of 145. Here we go. Got 75 shares. We want to see a dip down past 145. SPY's getting bought up right now. So but it's getting a little bit of a rejection. Okay, missed the ad. Missed the ad at 145. Pop back up. I'm waiting on SPY. This looks like this could be whippy, guys. So is this going to get, are we going to get the drop here? Let's see if we can get the drop. For a break. 144.83. See if we can get a continued breakdown. See if we can get a continued breakdown. It's having a hard time breaking, guys. So I'm going to come out half my shares there. We got 38 shares at 145.93. SPY is making a move back up. So okay, if it comes over just see what SPY does here. I'm going to try to be patient because SPY is kind of retesting this line here, but it could be forming a descending trend line here, descending wedge. And if it comes back down and breaks through this level and starts making its way down, I think ZM has a chance to follow suit. So I don't want to get out too quickly, but we'll just see. CCL looks like it's hitting some key resistance up here. This is pretty key resistance here, guys. So It's made a pretty strong move up. Okay, SPY looks like it could break. So I'm going to go ahead and come out there. Okay. It's a really good long plays right here. VVUS made a second attempt, lost. Morning, John. Good to see you, man. Boeing, not a ton of volume on. So AMRN is whipping around. No longer interested in that. Let's see, TIVA, how much has that come up? Okay. It's making whippy moves as well. So OMI was another one I wanted to watch. And then also AIM. Okay, that's losing value. TNDM. ZM looks like it might be resolving to the downside. 144.56. Okay, let's go for that. See if we can get a break. Come on. Get a break through 144.50. Come on. Should be able to get a good break down there. SPY's pulling back, but SPY got a rejection. SPY got a double top rejection off of this level. Well, really kind of a triple top rejection. So if SPY continues to move, ZM should be pulled with it. May even consider adding to ZM. Definitely need to see SPY fail here. Come on. SPY looks like it's failing. SPY is failing. SPY is failing pretty hard. But ZM is just holding on. This is why I don't. This is just making me nervous at this point. We're going to have to come out 50 shares. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to add 50 at 45.35. I was going to come out 50, but I think adding would be good at this point. And then let's see, 145. Okay, SPY is failing. Look at CCL, RCL. RCL is a little more whippy. SPY's failing, guys, so let's see. UAL looks like it's coming down with it. It's being pulled with it. CCL could be being pulled with it. I'll tell you what, this is what I do not like to see. You know, you've got SPY pulling hard. ZM is just kind of hanging out in the balance here. It's just not pulling with it. I just don't like that. We really need to see ZM, and as soon as SPY shows a little bit of strength, see if we can buy back 50 shares there. Good. There we go. Now we're getting the breakdown. I'll just hold those shares as long as I can. UAL. Totally should have taken that trade. Okay. RH is coming off my list. VVUS, I'll keep that on watch just in case. Wait for a pullback here. I'm just going to let ZM work itself out. Okay, getting 500 shares there. See if we can get a good move down into the 70s. I'll take out half. We're going to move down to the 70s. Okay, it's having a hard time. Take out half. SPY's continuing to pull. SPY's continuing to pull. See what we're looking at on the 2-minute and the 5-minute. Okay, CCL is just on a tear, but I don't know if it's going to survive that tear. So going to consider letting it pop up again. Let's see. Let's see. SPY's pulling, guys, so SPY's pulling hard. See if there's any follow through on RCL. Okay. So CCL is running divergent. So may have to come out a little bit more there. Still running divergent. Let's see, RCL. Yeah, RCL's popping up. Okay, I'm going to come out all the way there. Down 200 on the day so far. It's all right. Let some of these work themselves out. Let's see, 1242. SPY's pulling, guys. SPY is pulling, and it's not doing well. We're about to break the pre-market lows here in a little bit, very possibly. So it's trying to get a good read on where the rest of these could go. So I may give this one another shot. So let's see. See if we can get a drop all the way back down. If it can pull with the SPY here. See if it can pull with the SPY, break back below VWAP. See if we get a rejection all the way down to these levels down here. There we go. It's holding. I'm going to come out some. Take my executions off. Okay, come out. Give it another shot. Do not want to get caught in a short squeeze. It's continuing to push, guys. Almost wanting to reverse the position here, but Tesla looks like it's making a move up. Okay, CCL and RCL are making a move. VVUS, what I like about VVUS is it's pushing. It's pushing. It's got volume. The buy volume's coming in. It'll be very interesting to see where that candle closes. But we want to make sure it's not just some trend line rejection here. Yeah, VVS has a really strong short float, Sauger, which makes me very, very confident in its ability to. All right, I got to come out here. Okay, just not doing good today, guys. volume's definitely coming in. Let's wait for a pullback. For a good healthy pullback. There we go. Can we get more of a pullback? See if we can get a break of 4. See where that 5-minute candle is. I will be willing to take a starter position here and then get out at the break of 4. If it looks like it's going to break 4, I'm going to take a starter position here. And if we get the break of 30, I'll add. Okay, coming out. Coming out. See if we can get a test here. Okay, so that was the test of the trend line, 390. Does it break? It's not very clean. It's in a very clean move here. Let's see. May have a trend line breakthrough. Let's see. See, okay, it's breaking through. Yeah, it's a tricky one, guys. VVUS is a tricky one. This could be the rejection here that we were looking for on CCL. Maybe the rollover point on CCL. Let's look at the 1 minute, the 2 minute. That's the 1 minute. Still in an uptrend. RCL is just killing it. Having a breakout. ZM doing pretty well. Boeing doing pretty well. Let me check back in with RH. Yeah, just too light a volume here. Well, this is certainly my first red day of the week, Notre Dame. So I'm right there with you, man. Okay, ZM coming up. VVUS still getting rejected. CCL and RCL still making moves. Of course, SPY could be getting a VWAP rejection. Still a little bearish on this. Obviously, unless it breaks 1290. RCL still has room to move. CCL's still making moves. It's just on a tear. It's just on a tear. But let's see. We do have a point of resistance here at 34.46. So looks like it's breaking right through it too. CCL breaking through. RCL is on an absolute bull tear. So let me see if there's any kind of news on this before I it's meeting some heavy resistance up here, guys. Meeting some heavy resistance. But SPY's still pushing. Is it going to break 35? Is this going to break 35? Ooh, there's the pullback. A little bit of a pullback, maybe. Is it still strong? SPY's pushing. Tell you what. Man, it's crazy. Couldn't quite push. Let's see if it does it again here. SPY's pushing. Real Caribbean's dropping. Okay. A lot of sell volume. Still struggling. See if we can break it. Is it going to break it? Oh, wow. Yeah, it's breaking it. Yeah, longs take long. Shorts are short. Let's see. Some point there's going to be a drop on all this, and right now it's just sympathy momentum. I mean, I tell you what, this is just on a tear. This is on a crazy tear right now. So RCL still killing it. Zoom coming up, VA, UAL coming back up, RH, let's see. Checking on old JNUG, let's see what JNUG's doing. Not much. TIVA, let's see what TIVA's doing. TIVA's coming back up. But there's a lot of wicks here. It's very choppy, so don't really feel as good about that. Long Boeing, 156.43. So sounds like you got in on a good spot there, Notergen. Billy ripping your head off, Flip. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm getting my head ripped off here too, so don't feel bad. Let's see. Did we hit that point of resistance? I'm going to give this a chance to come up and prove it. So I'm going to start averaging in probably right. Let's see. Let's look at this 1 minute. Okay, came down to the EMA. So yeah, I'm going to give it a chance to come back up real quick. This could just keep going. SPY is pushing. SPY is doing very well right now. SPY has actually made a good recovery. And again, we're in a tightening range, right? We're in a tightening range. So SPY's made a good recovery, and we'll see if it can now come through and break the pre-market highs. So this might be good long territory. Good job, Notergen. Good job. Always bail before the drop. So, all right, SPY's pushing. Everything else is pushing. RCL's showing a little bit of a divergence here, which is interesting. That's interesting. CCLs just might need to let out some steam here. Let's get in there, see if we can get a continuation. Come out half, see if we can get a continuation. Okay, don't trust it. Man, I should have held. Saw it pulling back, guys. Got a little nervous. Tapping on the 2 on the 9 EMA on the 2 minute. So divergence here. SPY's pushing. Excuse me. CCL's holding that 9 EMA. RCL looks like it might want to continue. This breaks 315. I will consider getting in. Because it has not broken that 9 EMA in a while. And if it shows divergence, then I'll know we're in business. CCL going to continue moving. So RCL going to continue moving. It seems like it's running out of a little bit of buy volume here, so buy volume might be wearing off a little bit. Let's just see. CCL is making a push. RCL is not. So RCL might have, there might be cause for concern on RCL. SPY's pushing. SPY's pushing hard. Big spread on RCL right now. You see that gap narrow. CCL holding. Buy volume is wearing off. It's about due for a pullback, I think. Still making new highs, but this could be a top for CCL. Let's see. Let's just see what we got here, guys. I mean, it's still running. Still running. I mean, I'll tell you what, this has come very far off, though, off of VWAP, off of the moving averages. I think if SPY were to get a rejection up here at these levels, I'm kind of at that place where I would like to start averaging in. But you know, now that I'm down, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, do you really want to risk it? You know, is it really worth risking it in anticipation? Should you just go ahead and wait for confirmation? Now, when you wait for confirmation, you don't get as good of a move, but I would normally, this is kind of the place where I would normally start adding. SPY seems as though it's about to break through a key level, though. SPY is breaking. Yeah, it's breaking through a very, very, very key level. But it's rejecting a little. I think I'm going to go short here. See how much of a drop we can get. See if we can get a significant enough drop. 1391 is where I'm starting, and I would like to see it pull back pretty far. Stomach growling, yes, Auger. Yep. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, oh, man, I wonder if my mic's picking that up. And it was. See if we get a continuation. Add again. Break. So we got 81. See if we can break 1370. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can break 50. Come on. There we go. Come on. Start tape. We got 400 at 81, so come on. See if we can we break 50? Get down into the 40s. Okay, I'm going to take half there. We got 200 left at 72. Consider adding again at 50. Okay, coming out. Brought our loss down to 192. Let's see if we can add something at 50. See if we get a pullback here. It's tough. Okay, it's coming back. It's coming back. Let's see if we can get a fail here. And then a break below 56. 56 is kind of what we're going for. See if we can get a break below that. Man, it's fighting. CCL's fighting. It's got a lot of, let's see, we need to break 56. Tell you what. It's holding. It's holding that 9 EMA on the 2 minute, but I think if it breaks, I think that'll be significant. I think we'll get down to the 1330s, maybe 1320s, and maybe even make our way down to 13. So, SPY looks like it's pushing, or excuse me, pulling. It's coming down. So, but if this holds, that's going to show incredible strength on CCL. And then what I would look for is, I'd look for it to come up to the $14 area and then just reject. Then I would consider getting in and shorting again. I see Flip, let's see, took a short on CCL at 1381. Good job. Yeah, SPXL is probably good. Oh, you're long SPXU. Got you. Yeah, be careful with that. SPY's having a hard time breaking down through that, or staying closed below that 9 EMA. If we hit 56, I'm going to be ready to go all in, guys. And hopefully it won't. Hopefully I won't regret it. But it, you know, it's a break. It's a break of the 5-minute candle. So all right, let us know how that goes. Note again. Sagar says VVUS forming wedge on the 1 minute. Seems like. I haven't been able to look at that. It's up to 373, or I should say down to 373, because I think it was up in the 430s, 440s somewhere. I'd wait for it. SPY's getting a rejection off a pretty important level. You know, it could turn around, obviously, but we'll see. CCL could be, this could be the spot where it loses. You're out, Notigan? Yeah, those trend lines are proving to do really well for the longs, for the bulls today. Okay, SPY's coming back up. CCL's coming back up. If we get down to 1356, I'm going to want to get in. Set a stop limit order to sell 400 shares there. All right, guys. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Well, hold on a second. I don't know if I want to leave quite yet. Really need to see a big rejection here. Let's see. Bill says, hello, Matt. When you get a chance, could you explain how come you're taking short trades on such a strong day? Your recap yesterday was showing shorts on weak markets. Yeah, so let me see. Hold on one second, Bill. Yes, I will answer that. Give me 1 second. Okay, SPY's coming back up to this line right here, but we are showing a little divergence with some of the other stocks right now. Okay, it's holding. It's doing a good job holding, so that's good. We'll SPY looks like it could be getting another rejection off of that trend line, and then obviously CCL has received another rejection of its own. Let's see, 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute could show. So I probably won't first take profit around 1332. So limit 200. If it does break 50, I would say 1338. Maybe even 36. is where I would unload the first 200. And then I would hold the other 200. So let's see how this works out. It's holding, guys. I think if it breaks through 66, that could be pretty significant. A big order right there at 66. So it's, you know, it's very possible that it'll prop the price up. But if it eats through it, that'll be big. But we need to see it eat through it. It keeps disappearing off the order book. So I would consider it disingenuous. There it is. Okay, we're getting a pretty good solid move down right now. Let's see, are we going to get a continued drop? It's back and forth, guys, so I don't know. Don't see too much going on with the order book down below. Okay, I'm going to have to be ready for whatever happens here, but I think we can get the breakthrough 50. Although SPY looks like it wants to break. Double topping right here, as you can see, and we could be getting ready to make a move down to VWAP. So let's see where this goes, guys. We'll give it a shot. Bill, I haven't forgotten about you, by the way. Are you still here, Bill? SPY's looking like it could get a... Okay, all right, Bill. Yeah, give me just a couple more minutes here. I'm watching several things at a time right now, and SPY looks like it's about to break out past, what is that? 2 days previous high. Yeah, well, Thursday's high, which would be pretty bullish on the markets right now. And as you can see, CCL's holding, but if SPY breaks bullish and CCL gets another rejection off these levels, very well could end up coming down to VWAP. It's pretty extended, so. But let's see, I'm going to have to be ready to get out of my position real quickly if there is not immediate follow through. We're going to want to see immediate follow through on this break at 1356. It's a very critical number right now for CCL. So if we can get that, I'll put in an order at 1336. You have a lot of people that were buying up here and even more people that got in here for the breakout. So again, if it breaks through this low at 1356, I think you'll get a lot of people selling out of their positions. I would imagine at least down to, the $13 levels. So I will hold on to those shares as long as possible, but there is a lot of weakness here, guys. There's a lot of back and forth here. It's holding up. Yeah, VVUS is definitely failing. I had high hopes for that one today. And as you can see, I had to take a little bit of a loss on it. I actually went long on that one. SPY has officially broken through Thursday's high. So this is the highest that it's gotten ever since it touched the bottom a couple weeks back, or a week and a half ago, whenever it was. This could be the rollover moment for CCL. I do want to get in anticipation of the break. I think I could load up with a few extra shares, but I've got to be very careful right now. So see what we can do. Might even just take 100 off there. Maybe at 38. So again, if it breaks, but it holds, I'm not going to stay in long. I'm definitely going to see that as reason to get out quickly. So I'll at least, if it's stalling, I'll at least come out half my shares, and then obviously if it starts pulling back, I'll come out all my shares. So we're in a tightening range though, and it's either going to break to the upside or to the downside. Done trading up 98, was up 250, but gave most of my profit in the last trade. So done trading, we'll watch from sidelines now. Good job. Good job, Sagar. Really good job. You're doing better than me. I've really got to take a bathroom break. I'm waiting to see what happens here. RCL has been losing steadily. That would have been a nice one. It's returning to VWAP. CCL. Come on. CCL's holding. RCL's not. Let's see. Let's look at ZM. ZM's coming back. Boeing's coming back. UAL's steady uptrend, steady uptrend. VVUS, probably going to remove that. So really believe, by the way, guys, those of you who are watching, I really believe we've hit some points of what could be considered resistance. There's a lot here. We got, here, here, even these up here, kind of touching close to that here, and all of this area, and then here. I mean, it's almost, and obviously support and resistance don't work out perfectly, but it just seems like we might be at that point, and that again we could make a move down to VWAP. Now, if it remains strong, then obviously it'll just end up shooting up over these levels, and we'll get a good breakout here. So SPY looks like it's pulling back a little. So, all right, guys, I've got to take a break. I am going to just leave. Sorry, guys, I accidentally muted the. I was saying I've got to take a quick break. So hopefully this doesn't scoop my order and pop back all the way up to these levels. I don't think it would do that, but I should be back in time. So I'm going to take a real quick break. See you in a minute. And then Bill, I will get to your question as soon as I get back. That's a very good question you asked. It just involves a little bit of explanation, and so I want to make sure that I can explain it well enough in detail and make sure I give a good enough understanding about that. Because again, it's a very solid, legit question, and I want to be able to do, I want the answer to do justice to that kind of a question. So I will tend to that as soon as I get back. All right, guys, see you in a minute. Okay. All right, I'm back. So I kind of like this. Looks like it was going to pop up and rally back to 14, but got rejected. So I like that. SPY. SPY looks like it's doing well. CM. Boeing is weak. CCL. Okay, we'll see if we get a breakout here on CCL. I think we're either going to get a breakout or we're going to get a retracement. So we'll find out real soon. So I will. I'm in a good enough position, I think, right now. I think I can start tending to some questions here. So, yeah, Bill. Bill asked, when you get a chance, could you explain how you or why you're taking shorts on such a strong day? Your recap yesterday was showing shorts on weak markets. Yeah. So that is a that's a loaded question. That's what I think I'm trying to say here. That's a loaded question. There's a lot of reasons for that, and if you really break down the analytics of it, this is what I would say. In its most simplest form, any given day, whether a market is weak or strong, you can find shares to short, or you can find stocks to short. Excuse me. I am naturally a short bias trader, and yes, it does get me in trouble sometimes. When it really gets me in trouble is when I am impatiently jumping in on stocks, not giving them a chance to form an appropriate, what would be considered an appropriate shorting pattern. Okay, so now here on CCL, this is forming an appropriate shorting pattern. We've had it try to break out twice over $14. It's failed each time. And the SPY could be retracing off of Thursday's highs. And so because it's tried multiple times, if it breaks down and cracks through these levels here at the 9 EMA, this is going to make a really good short. And so here's where I went wrong on CCL. You can see that I'm down on CCL, and it's because, I thought that it was going to go short out the gates. I was looking at other technical things at the time that were kind of giving me a little bit of a different story. Now, obviously, the SPY has turned around. You can see the SPY turned around and kind of ramped up here, and it even came out, here's the thing. When it came out of the gates, it was weak. And with the fundamentals at play on CCL should, by all intents and purposes, be a weak stock fundamentally. Now, yes, right now, the fundamentals on a lot of this stuff have kind of gone out the window just because we're in a very volatile and irrational market right now. And when you've got the Fed pumping money into the markets and you've got, there's a whole breakdown to this. I guess without rabbit trailing here, just to kind of make the point a little bit more simple. That's why I was shorting on CCL today, because yes, the markets. Well, first of all, again, the markets, even from a technical perspective, they were weak coming out of the gates. They were dropping. CCL has been weak fundamentally. It's even lost a ton of its value. And it looked like it was making a good retracement yesterday. And there were a lot of points of resistance that it was meeting that would have been good places to go ahead and go short, that it could have totally reversed off of. And so now, had I been more patient, I probably wouldn't be down $162 on it. Had I been more patient, I might have waited to see this pattern up here play out, then set my order, which as you can see, I've got my order set right now. Take 400 shares short. I do believe, I'm extremely bearish on this. If this cannot break out through these 14 levels, and especially if SPY continues to get a little bit more of a pullback, there's going to be a retracement. Okay, so, when you come into the markets each day, sometimes the markets as a whole can be very, very strong. You can still find stocks out there that are meeting very specific areas of resistance that end up turning around and going south. Even if it's just for a couple hours. I mean, the thing is yeah, today could be a strong market and the SPY could be breaking Thursday's highs and might make a continuation up to the 270s or even the 280 levels. But that doesn't mean that CCL can't, at least for 30 minutes or an hour, make a retracement back to VWAP, have a moment of weakness before it continues to move up and start making new highs as well. And so I'm just looking for those opportunities right now. But yes, looking at, hindsight this morning, some of the trades that I took on CCL when I thought that it was meeting resistance and that there would be a retracement, obviously hindsight is telling me that, this has been very, very, very strong. Okay, and again, the SPY ended up turning around this morning and doing this and becoming very, very strong. So but that's when we have to just be ready to manage our risk and reduce our losses as much as possible. Okay, and so I'm okay with having a negative $100 day. I'm okay with having even a negative $200 or $300 day. Now here lately, it's been a little rough because I've had several red days or whatever, and again because the market has been behaving very irrationally and chart patterns have not been playing out the way that they typically would. And so man, it's been difficult, but again, whether the market is strong or weak, making moves to the upside or to the downside, you can always find opportunities every single day to long. You can always find opportunities every single day to short. And and so we trade the charts and the patterns, we watch price action, and we take educated guesses to the best of our ability of what we think is going to be the most probable direction when looking at any kind of a setup. And so, so you can see here with this one, now obviously I was wrong. It's broken out. At least it's broken out temporarily. Now if this fails now, I'm going to be even that much more sure that if it breaks these levels, we're going down. But the truth is CCL could just be a strong stock today and it could continue to move up. Now, I'm not a great long bias trader, so you won't see me taking too many longs. And like right now, I'd be nervous as all get out. If I had gotten in for the break of $14 right now, I'd be tempted to take profit because it moves so slowly. If you've been on this channel long enough, you've heard us talk about the saying out there. There's a saying out there that the bulls take the stairs and the bears take the window. So it's a lot of times in markets, there's a very slow, gradual buy up, and then this massive drop off, like the stock just completely jumps out the window and falls to the ground. And so I think that's why I'm a better short bias trader too, because I like being able to get in and take profits a lot more quickly. Now I can sit on my hands and let a stock continue to move down over time. If I think that there's going to be a gradual sell-off throughout the day, I'll do that. I haven't really had anything like that more recently, but anyway, I've probably babbled too much. I see your comment here. Bill says, I see, thank you for the explanation. How many rejections are the sweet spot, or just one rejection and a breakdown of the 9 is enough? Well, here's the thing, this is where the psychology of it all kind of comes into play and can really mess with your head, because I've seen it to where stocks reject and then have an immediate sell off all the way back to VWAP. Like imagine if this move was made here and just had this massive sell off, and this looks like a good rejection here. Actually, this would have been a good place to get in and take a little bit of profit. And I might have actually gotten in on this trade. I think I'd CCL sell at 90. Wait, where was it? What is this? 1391. Yeah, I did get in on a little of this. Or maybe it was a little of this over here. But, sometimes you'll see this rejection. And if you see, this big wick, although this is a 1 minute chart. So hold on, let me move to a 5 minute chart. So on a 5 minute chart, sometimes it can run up and then on this candle have a false breakout, get slammed back down and end up coming down and making its way to VWAP. Sometimes it goes back and forth like this, and it breaks out a couple times, and then eventually, ends up tanking, and this looks like it had a gradual buy up. So we know there's a lot of people who got in long positions here, and now if this turns around and fails and ends up breaking the 9 EMA and coming down, I mean, you have to look at all of that really, but I will say this, the more times it gets rejected, that's what I call flat top breakdowns. You hear about the flat top breakouts where you form a flat top and there's finally a breakout, and this kind of is that. This actually could continue to go up. Of course, the SPY is showing a lot of weakness right now, so it may end up coming down. just because a lot of these stocks have been playing off of the SPY. So SPY looks like it's getting rejected off of those Thursday high levels. So, but I look for flat top breakdowns. I look for stocks that are way overextended, way over VWAP, and for them to break out. I mean, the more confirmation breakouts you can get, or the more breakouts you can get that fail, the more confirmation you'll have that this is, if this breaks key levels, I typically look for key levels on the 5-minute. And yes, it would be great to get what's called confluence. So it's where a couple different indicators meet together that gives you extra confirmation on what a stock is going to be doing. And so if we had this support established here, and we had multiple failed breakouts, and it came down and broke that support, and if the 9 EMA was meeting at that same point and it was breaking the 9 EMA, oh yeah, I mean that's a phenomenal trade. That's a phenomenal trade. That's great confirmation. So, but how do you know when you're going to get that? I mean, that's the thing, because a lot of times you see something like this, a failed breakout, it forms a red candle, and you're like getting in here thinking, man, this looks really bearish. And I've seen them take off and go, and go all the way back down to VWAP and even break VWAP. And so, it again, this is why there's a lot of psychology involved with this, because it really messes with your head. It makes you want to take those chances. So one thing that I have done, or that I try to do, that I try to implement a lot of times, is I try to wait for these kinds of pullbacks. I try to wait and see, okay, wait a minute. There's a lot of people that might be going short here. Now, I might miss the move by not taking it, and I have to be okay with missing the move. I mean, you can't let FOMO get the best of you. But, I'll tell you right now, if you had waited for this pullback and then gotten in, or seen this failed breakout and it slammed back down and then got in here, you would have at least gotten a nice, 30, 40 cent move almost. So anyway, even though it didn't end up resolving, you can still see here, it broke out to 408. It could not break it. It came and got slammed back down. You could have gotten in at the break of 1390, and, so looks like I might finally get that move here. And I'm also watching here. I'm also watching the 15-minute. It's big when you break a 15-minute candle's low. And so, I would almost want to start averaging in at the break of 1370. So I'm going to go ahead and take 200 shares there. I want to see follow through. Want to see follow through. Quick follow through. Looks like it's breaking that 15-minute. Looks like it could continue to come down. Okay. Well, now we're getting a bounce. So let's look. So, and this is what I'll do often also. I'll look. I mean, here's the thing. We had a pretty massive sell-off. Now, here's the other thing, though. And this is the part that's been wrecking me these past several days. You see, the SPY was selling off. And so this might have just been following the SPY. And now the SPY looks like it's getting bought up. Looks like it's making a VWAP rejection. So this is the part that messes me up here. Because by all intents and purposes, CCL should be weak right now. CCL, you've had 2 failed breakouts, a third, a gradual run-up of people building long positions, a breakout, and this just broke the 15-minute candle's low. It literally just broke the 15-minute candle's low. Like, this should be going down. But if SPY goes up, it's probably going to take CCL with it. And this is what has been the most annoying part of all of this these past several days. Trading this stuff has just it's just gotten ridiculous. It's gotten ridiculous. It's completely irrational. And you almost have to really just depend on the SPY in a lot of these moves. Like, even though all the technicals on CCL look great right now, for some reason CCL is just having a problem running independently from the SPY. Okay, and so anyway, may have to get out, but I'm going to try to give this a little bit more time to play out. And if it breaks 70 again, I will be inclined to add. SPY looks like it is taking a little bit of a nosedive here, back down to VWAP. So, I mean, this should go. This should go. We should see a total return to VWAP on CCL. But SPY is bouncing a little off of VWAP. So there's going to be something to consider there. It's making a good bounce off of VWAP. It had cracked VWAP, but it's holding. Hopefully that answered your questions too, Bill. I know that was a mouthful. This is why I said I wanted to make sure I did, did it justice, man. I wanted to make sure I gave you a real solid answer and just kind of could break down the analytics for you a little bit on that. I'm going to have to come out. Well, let me give it a second, guys, because this has a tendency to pop up and then snap back. Just like that. But it's holding that 9 EMA, so this is looking strong. So let's see. This is looking strong, guys. Okay. SPY's getting bought up off of VWAP, so I got to come out. Okay, cool. Cool, Bill. Appreciate it, man. Okay, it's getting a rejection. So SPY's getting bought up off VWAP. CCL's getting a rejection. I will take another. I'll get back in if it looks like it's going to break 70 again, because I think that'll be bearish. I am watching SPY. See, it got me out, and now it's coming back down. Let's see what we're looking at on the 5-minute here. We definitely want to break that. Definitely want to break that level. RCL just broke VWAP, and RCL is continuing to make a move down. ZM is actually resolving to the downside. So still could have been a good move. obviously wishing that I had taken RCL earlier. So I'm gonna look for this breakdown. I would love to see a breakdown here finally. Um, but as long as it's riding this 9 moving average, I mean, it's got to break. It's got to break the 9 on this 5 minute, preferably. Um, it would be nice to see SPY continue to come down, and then I would consider getting in. So we're looking at a flat top here, tightening range on the 15 minute, and it broke out, but got slammed right back down. This is big. This is big on the 15 minute. See what the 30 minute looks like. Doji on the 30 minute. So this could totally end up getting wrecked and coming down. And 2 huge green candles on the hourly. I mean, it's due for a pullback. It's due for a pullback. So here we are on the 5 minute. Looking for it to break the EMA plus 74 now. I would want to add somewhere around there. SPY's getting a gradual buy up. This will be my last trade of the day, guys, and then I'm going to have to keep it moving. I've got some other work with my other job that I've got to get into. For those of you who don't know, I actually work from home. Well, I should say work remotely for a web development company, and I handle a lot of their I do basically strategic web marketing and consulting for their clients. And every now and then I'll take on projects. I'll help out with a little bit of front end web development. We work mostly with WordPress and specifically using the Divi theme builder. So for those of you who don't really know much about website building, and I really don't. I don't really know much of how to do that stuff on like the back end and all the technical stuff and any of the programming. So like I don't know how to do any of that, but I can definitely do some front end support and development. And so I'll sometimes help with those types of projects that come through. But yeah, the Divi theme builder is an excellent theme. If you guys ever build your own website or want to try to get into building websites or whatever, or have a website built for whatever, you should. First of all, you should, if you go WordPress, do WordPress, and use the Divi theme builder. Elementor is another good one too. So you've got Divi, you've got Elementor. I think those are probably the two most common, two most popular right now. Anyway, that's just a little bit of a side note. So Mark is swinging AAL. Flip all out of every trade. This SPY dip. Yeah, good. You got all green trades flip. Thanks, Notre again. Yeah, so looks like Bowen's about to crack. You probably... I imagine you sent that a little while back, yeah. And then, man, I wish it would tell like the time that people commented. I don't know. Okay. Flip says SPY 260 resistance over and over for the past few days. Let's see if 260 is now solid support. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Crude oil is now, oh wow, okay. 263, yeah. Man, yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. CCL is getting another buy up here. So CCL, I mean, it is strong. It is strong, but here's the thing. When it breaks, it's going to break. And that's what I'm looking for. I should have been paying more attention to RCL because this made really good moves. So, Bill, if you're still in the chat here, You know, so you can see it broke out above this candle and got slammed back down. That's a pretty big wick on the 5 minute. This is on the 5 minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 2 minute, the 1 minute. Yeah, so just really harsh sell off, but shows us a pretty big wick on the 5 minute. And if you see here, even the 15 minute, like you got a wick here. It tried to make it. It tried to break out past that 15 minutes and got slammed back down. So came up here, tried to break again, got slammed down. Yeah, like I would have normally thought, man, this might be a great place to get in. You know, in 3408, it went down to 3364. That would have been a good little scalp there. That would have been a good little scalp if you did get in there. And then, I mean, that's a 40-cent scalp, you know. So, anyway, CCL, we'll give it another shot. ZM. Let's check back in with Tiva. Wonder how that's doing. And it's doing pretty good. It's holding up. VVUS. Yeah, it's coming down. American Airlines. UAL. So UAL is strong. UAL seems like it could make a breakdown. So Uber, let's check in on Uber. Check in on AMD. Uber, let's see. Check in on RH. So RH did squeeze up. I actually had initially set an alert for what, 106? Should have taken that. That had a $4 move. That'd have been a good couple $100 there at least. So UAL looks very similar to CCL. You can see here there's a tightening range, tightening pattern. So my stop would be 3308 if I got in on it. My stop would be 3308. But if it comes down and breaks 50, you should get a good solid move. Good solid 30-cent move. So if this doesn't make any kind of moves here in the next 10 minutes, I'm just gonna call it a day because I really do. I've got some stuff I got to get to, but this does look like it's forming a rollover pattern. I mean, we had two breakouts. We had two false breakouts, a third false breakout that went really high but still did nothing. Came back. Now, yes, it's riding the EMA, but guys, this is why this is a very important lesson here about EMAs. This is why I tell you sometimes I like to just remove them. And I like to see what is the pattern showing me, because these EMAs, we all know, can get broken through anytime. They really can. The two biggest factors here that we should be looking at are areas of support and resistance and VWAP. And right now this is extended pretty high over VWAP. And it just is. So, you know, and obviously we have to pay attention to the SPY. We have to always know what the SPY is doing in this market. But you know, I don't forsake the EMAs because there's a lot of traders watching them, and they're watching for when it cracks through. You know, they're watching for that too. But I mean, even here, look, there was a crack through on the 9 EMA. There was a second crack through. but keeps getting bought up. So, you know, now SPY is once again kind of rejecting off of that, you know, and so this may be a rejection. We may get a move down today off of this. Of course, you know me, guys. Everything looks bearish to me. But no, the reason I think that, you guys have heard me say many times, well, you know, I don't really know, I can't call it, or no, that looks bullish. You know, even though I do have a bearish mentality with trading, it is kind of a joke when I say everything looks bearish to me, because that's not necessarily true. The reason I say it is because, you know, we kind of came up here, came back. It was almost like we were forming a head and shoulders pattern, and this would be the neckline here, but we made lower lows compared to back here, and now we're making a lower high, and so that is something to think about, because if we make a lower high and it turns out that there's, you know, kind of a trend line play here, and we come back down and crack this neckline, and which this is not a perfect head and shoulders, so I really can't call this a neckline, but if there are people looking at it that would view this as a neckline, it's just something to kind of keep in the back of your head. But if it came down through that and broke VWAP and this level, that would definitely be bearish. So check in, check in, check in. And I think everything is pretty much just waiting to see what the SPY is going to do. SPY looks like it's, you know, trying to push up, so we'll see. Sagar says once SPY breaks 260, we're hitting 275. It can be volatile, yeah. Yeah. You mean, are you more specifically referencing, well, hold on a second. Let me see what we're getting here on the 5-minute. So 280 is now the break I'm looking for. And then I would add again at the break of 70. So SPY's coming down. It's getting bought though. It's volatile, that's for sure. Okay. All right, I'm going to try again. Let's see, where do we want to take position? Well, I'll tell you what, buyers just keep stepping in. Okay, I'm going to come in here in anticipation. I am taking this trade in anticipation of a breakdown. I'll average in another 200 shares at SPY is weak, but boy, I'll tell you what, there is divergence here. There is divergence. So I'm a little nervous about that. SPY's getting a quick little buy up here. 5-minute, really want to see this crack. Really want to see it get the crack here. Okay, looks like it's coming up. Let me get out. So SPY had a really quick buy up there. We got 40 seconds left in this candle. Let's take a look again here. I'll tell you what, guys, this is really, really tight here. Glad I got out. This is why it's always good to get out. You can get kicked in the teeth 100 times, guys, but if you get out, I'm actually starting to become a little long biased on CCL, but I don't trust it with as many times as it's broken out and failed. UAL. UAL is showing a lot of wicks on that 5 minute. On the 15 minute, it's showing them both to the upside and the downside. Does AAL look the same? Yeah, a little bit. Let's look at Tesla. SPY's getting bought right back up, guys. It's about to break back through. See if it does. Tesla's come up over the 100 day. $539.92. SPY's pushing. SPY's wanting to break back through Thursday's high. Thursday's high seems to be a big number. It's been doing a lot around that area. If we can get the break, it'd be pretty good. I think Tesla might follow suit. This could be huge, guys. See if we can get a quick pullback. Get in here. It's taking off without me. I was going long. SPY's breaking through. But it's not holding. So, all right, guys. Well, you know, I don't know. I can't call it. Unfortunately, I am down on the day here. You know, I may come in later. You know, whenever there's volatility or excuse me, whenever volume picks up, and maybe for power hour or whatever, I will set some alerts. I want to know. Obviously, well, for example, there's CCL. CCL's coming down, so let's see. It finally broke that 9 EMA. Can it break the 80 mark? I would be willing to get in there if it could break down through 80. But the thing is this has just been chopped. It just chops over and over again. So this would be the first time we would close below the 2 in a while. We haven't closed, on the 2 minute, we would close below the 20 on the 2 minute. But we got a minute to find out if that's even going to happen. This might be the place. This might be the place. This might be the rollover moment. But SPY is pushing, and I honestly don't want to get squeezed out again. Okay, it looks like it's going to close above the 20 on the 2-minute. So SPY's pushing. Tesla's not really following suit. We've got 15 minutes to see if this is going to close below the 9 EMA on the 5. Or 15 seconds. Did I say seconds? Still sitting on that 9 EMA, guys, so here's what it is. RCL looks like it wants to make a move down. ZM looks like it's ready to make that move down. All right, so if it comes up over this candle and breaks through this moving average, and I'm out. Okay. You just never know when that rollover point is going to be, and it looked like this could be it. We could turn over. It's very tricky. Very tricky, guys. Now it looks like it wants to. Now it looks like it wants to roll back over. It looks like that was just a quick little squeeze there. Probably should have added into my position. You know what this might be good for is this might actually be good for 200 share scalps. I'd have to be very, very careful, but okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to be done for now. There's no clear movement in any one direction or another. So it's probably just good for me to stop right now. I can always come back in, 1, 2, maybe even 3 o'clock, and just look for some other trades. And I can also set alerts. So this is one of those times where I just gotta cut my losses I don't want to give back everything that I made yesterday, and so I want to just kind of see what happens with the SPY. As you can see, guys, for those of you who are still with us, the S&P 500 is teetering around this line. This line's a very important line because it marks the high on Thursday, I believe. Was this Thursday's high? Let's see. 260.280. Yep. Yeah. So, and then of course we've got pre-market activity that we'd have to bust through also. But right now, this is one of those things where, again, we could just be forming, a tightening pattern. Now we've I guess, more effectively broken through that tightening pattern, but it could still get a rejection on the intraday and end up coming back down, or it could just do this all day. And knowing the SPY, how it's been operating here lately, it could just tighten up in consolidation for the rest of the day. I don't know, but I do know that these little scalp trades that I'm trying to take here and there to kind of bring myself out of the red is only putting me more into the red. So I don't want to compromise it. I took my best shot, and it's not working out today. So, like I said, I will consider setting some alerts and keeping some of this stuff on watch just in case. CCL is another one. I still believe that we are in a potential rollover. I think this could definitely dump, and we could see a crazy move down today. And so, I'm definitely going to set alerts for this. I'm going to want to know when it's reaching some of these levels down here. It's going to be very interesting to see how this works out. But Notergan says it's trying hard to break. It has to get out of this range for anything to happen. Oh, you talking about the SPY, Notergan? Or the CCL. And I wish I had paid more attention to RCL, because that's the one that actually made the short move down. So Tesla's making a good run up. Yeah, the SPY. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Yeah, and I still think ZM would be all right for some quick, like $200 or 200 share scalps. As you can see, like for example, if we go to the 1 minute, I mean, it broke up here to the 146.50 areas, then came all the way back down here. I mean, that could have been easily a quick $100 on 50-cent moves. The thing with ZM, though, is you don't want to get caught as it's performing some major, massive run-up. You do not want to get caught taking 200 shares on it during one of those moments, because it is a very spready stock, and, it can move against you pretty quickly. But the SPY, I mean, you look at the 5 minute, I mean, SPY does look like it's rejecting off of this Thursday high. It's coming back down even on the 15. It's about to test the 9 EMA. So, I don't know, guys. Just like I said, I mean, it's getting very difficult to call right now. Let's see, could I get a quick scalp on 100 shares? So I would need it to bounce back down to 88 for a quick $40 move. But it could end up just breaking up through all these levels here. So let's see if we can get it at 40. Let's see, 18. I want to see if it break above that first. Because if the SPY, continues moving down or whatever, I think that would be pretty clutch. Totally would have grabbed my order there. Let's see what ZM's about to do here. Okay, take that off. I'm not even trading. I'm testing my range bound strategy. Been working on it. If this is going to be a regular thing, I need to find a way to profit from it. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I agree 100%. This could be rolling over temporarily. I mean, SPY is looking weak. Thing is I would love to catch on to 100 shares and just see if we could get a full breakdown to 140. And that would be a day maker right there. SPY's pushing. So I could start an averaging in position here. I wouldn't want it to risk moving much past 148. I would average in pretty much all the way up to that point, to 148. Yeah, SPY's getting a trend line rejection. So that actually would have been a good move to take 100 shares there at 146, and obviously I'd be up $50 on that right now, but yeah, SPY's starting to get a rejection. But just don't know how genuine it is. Volume's light. Could just be chop. And if it is, you definitely want to be ready for that sort of thing. So anyway, yeah, guys, I'm just going to set an alert on some stuff here today. And I do have to keep it moving. I really do have another project I've got to get on. So anyway, guys, thanks as always for coming through. Hope you guys, hold on one second. Use a stream bit rate of 45. Okay. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope the pre-market assessment was intelligible enough for you guys. And yeah, you're welcome, Work Diver. Thank you for joining in again today. And by the way, thanks again for turning me on to the what's he called, the uneducated economist. That dude, I don't know why he calls himself uneducated. I guess he's just being sarcastic or whatever. But that dude is very, very, very knowledgeable guy. So, and he seems like he's got a lot to say. So, anyway, yeah, you're welcome, Sagar. And hey, Sagar, continue to get some sleep. Make sure you're well rested, ready to be back here tomorrow morning. And yeah, good luck with fatherhood today, man. It's going to be a new adventure every day for you from here on out. So enjoy it though. Enjoy the moments, man, because they grow fast, they change fast, and you can't get these times back. You can't get these times back. So yeah, thanks, Notergen. And yeah, I appreciate all your commentary throughout the day, and your assessments of the market. I think you pick up on this stuff pretty well. So I'm looking forward to seeing you get in full fledged and making some profits on this stuff. So, but keep testing your strategy. That's very important to do. And yeah. So all right, guys, y'all take care. Have a good rest of the day.